There's 12 verses. I have read it before in the translation, I knew. But it is, then I was thinking that something I'm missing. It should be something more deeper than what is being shown there. So now it is becoming clearer. I am not telling that it is 100% clear, but then it is becoming clearer than before.
Yes, I think the teacher is very important when teaching those things.
Correct.
Interpretation, commentary.
Okay, so let's begin. So my first question to you is that what is the mass of a single grain of dust? What do you think? Padmashri is also there.
What is that?
A single grain of dust, like, if you see on when a sunny day at our homes, you will see that grain of dust, right?
Yeah.
Those dust particles, right? How heavy you think they are? Those individual, are they heavy?
Good morning. They are not heavy because they can be taken up by any kind of even a slight wind can displace it and put it in different places.
Right. So how stable do you think it is then?
That is highly unstable.
And how
Yeah,
secure?
you cannot predict where it will be.
Yes. And how secure are they?
I think the property is insecurity there.
So how about Apo, water? So now you have water droplet. How much weight does that one droplet of water has? Is it very heavy?
Droplet of water is not heavy. It is similar to dust, maybe lighter than that if you break it.
Right. So
Yeah.
and it's also unstable, and it cannot be treated as secure, right? And third question is, do Vayu have weight? Does air has weight?
Air doesn't have weight.
Sure.
It will be there to very, very lighter, but generally, if your air is power, it moves
No, that is correct.
with
But
a little bit of temperature.
no, that is correct. But does it
That is
have,
the latest one. See, among all these, that is the latest one, right?
no, but still does it have weight?
Yeah, little bit weight will be there. When you compress and put it somewhere, then you can see the weight. But I don't know it's air or it is some particles inside there. For example, compressed some gases, no? If you consider that is air, then it will have some weight.
So we will ask our scientist, Padmashri. Yeah, Padmashri, does it have
It
weight?
does have weight.
Pardon?
Yeah, it does have weight.
It does has weight. Okay.
It does have weight.
Right. So does the weight of the Prithvi, Apo and Vayu the same? Individual, the dust particle and just a drop, not the droplet of water, just a drop of water and a little bit of air. So does it all the three have the same weight?
Given volume, it will be different because of the physical properties.
Yes, but if the volume is the same, then does it weigh the same?
Say 1 liter of water, 1 liter of dust, 1 liter of something. Weight will be different.
No, I just said 1 grain. Oh,
That
one.
depends on density.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
that depends on the density. That is what is the density.
Yes, that is what is the density. So 1 liter or 1 kg. So we have various measures. Okay, we will come to that weight thing later. But the fourth element, Tejo or Agni, does it have weight?
Tejo means you are talking about light.
Yeah, light, photons.
Light doesn't have weight.
Sure.
It's a light. No.
Yeah, light.
No weight there, I think.
Light particles are photons. Photons, does it have weight? Let's ask the scientist.
It has. It has.
It has weight. It has weight, yes. All the four have weight. All the four are unstable, all the four are insecure. So now, what brings these four together? Any idea?
There is a binding force.
Okay.
Because nature brings them, all of them together. Some binding force.
Correct.
That is called, if it is weight, it is gravitational force. It will bind them.
Okay, any other answer? Okay.
Some moment bring all of them together.
Yes. And that moment is karma.
That moment is karma. But the karma is applicable to only Atma. There is no Atma there. It is only Prakriti.
Yes, in Prakriti, whatever green you are seeing, whatever is seeing as joined is due to karma.
So that means it is joining because of there is some Atma somewhere.
Because there is
Atma
consciousness.
means karma, I agree.
No,
But where is Atma and where is this joining?
no, the joining is done by, you can call it as Purusha, you can call it as Brahman, you can call it as Atman, you can call it by whatever name. But there should be something that can bind it, and this Prakriti and Purusha joining together or coming together is because of certain event. So that event can be called as karma. If you don't want to call that as karma, then call it as event or call it as conditions, call it by whatever name. Now, when it comes to human and animals and devas and all that, is this consciousness now takes an individual form. So that you have an individual karma. That is what brings these four together. So it creates a karmic body. So now that is what we have. So it was a very light body, Sukshma Sharira. Now this is a Sthula Sharira. So how much can you rely on this? If you can't rely on the grain of that dust, a single grain of dust, a droplet and photons and then the air particles, how much you think can you rely on this body? This is what you need to do in meditation, and you will see the answer. It's only because of consciousness this body is there. If there is no consciousness, there is no body. And that consciousness, which is an individual, is called Atma. Any question on that?
So individual body is called Atma. Yeah.
No, individual consciousness which keeps on moving through the Prithvi, Apo, Vayo, Tejo is the Atma. Right. Now, in that there is an instrument called as the mind, which keeps on saying, I am seeing, I am hearing, I am tasting, I am touching, I am sensing, I am feeling, I am thinking, and all that. That Atma has got nothing to do with what this mind is doing. It keeps on
When you
moving.
think about it, it is like a kind of a miracle. An instrument called mind is created.
Yes. The instrument called mind is created because of the vasana. So depending upon the type of vasana, that kind of mind is created. It is not your mind or my mind or whatever, it is just a mind. Just like it is just an Atma. It is not my Atma.
Yeah, so actually then that is okay. You have a set of vasanas, and in one particular life, you will have one kind of mind. And
Yes.
then in another life, it could take some other vasanas and be totally different from what you are.
Yes. Very correct.
And that's why people say it is difficult to say it is the same mind or it's a different mind.
Yes. It depends on the type of vasana. So, you cannot rely on the four element, you cannot rely on the mind. You can rely only on the consciousness, because you are that consciousness. And if you were to experience that consciousness, then you are in Turiya. Any question? So the contemplation here is you have to observe all the four elements in nature, that grain. That when you open the window, you will see that the grain of those particles are coming inside the home. They are coming in a particular stream. There is no Atma there. But still it is organized. It is ordered. Yes or no? The dust particles are ordered. There is no Atma there.
Yes, that's true.
Then who ordered it? That is Mahat, which is intelligence, which is already there.
That is the Paramatma, right?
No, that is part of Prakriti only. Mahat is part of Prakriti. It's not part of Purusha. Purusha just gives life. The non-sentience becomes sentient being. That's all.
Mahat is nothing but a cosmic mind, right? Cosmic intelligence.
Whatever you call cosmic or otherwise, out of 24 tattvas, Mahat is also part of Prakriti.
Yeah.
Otherwise, some time back, Bhatt had put that under Purusha. There's only one thing called Purusha and 24 tattvas, which we have already covered.
So Mahat is there in the Hiranyagarbha, or is it in the other state? Deep state.
Now, this is where the problem comes now. Now, we don't want to put Mahat as intelligence within Prakriti. We want the intelligence to appear in Purusha. So, if we use Hiranyagarbha, also it is in Prakriti only.
Yeah, it is Prakriti only. I'm not telling it is Purusha. I'm just trying to
Yes.
see whether this Mahat is equivalent to this cosmic intelligence. There is a collective intelligence of all the minds put together.
Yes, that is correct. Very correct.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yes, so that Hiranyagarbha is the complete intelligence of all the minds taken together.
Yeah, and that's what is arranging all the things.
Yes, that is what is arranging the matter.
Yeah.
So when you open the window, the stream of those particles which comes, when we put on light, the photons which comes, when the air current comes, the way it comes, and the fire, we already covered fire, and the apo, the flowing nature of apo is determined by the intelligence, which has got nothing to do with Purusha. That's what mind is. Because Manas is part of Prakriti. Any question? But I think you would have question.
So Mahat and Brahman all are same.
I didn't
So
say
you
that.
said that.
I didn't say that. Mahat or Buddhi is part of Prakriti. That's what I said. I didn't say this is Brahman or this.
Mahat is a part of. Mahat. Yeah, this was my earlier question. Mahat is a part of. If Mahat is a part of Prakriti, so Prakriti is intelligent. Intelligence is a part of
Prakriti.
Prakriti.
It's not part of.
And Mahat is bringing. 1 minute. Mahat is bringing all these people together. Huh? Biting.
Mahat is making ordered pairs, or rather the atoms gets arranged because of Mahat. It's not due to Prakriti, it's not due to Purusha.
Huh.
And Mahat has to be energized by Purusha. Otherwise it is
Yes.
not there.
Correct. So the instrument has to be powered on. That powering on is Purusha. That's all.
So without Purusha, my question is, without Purusha, this movement will happen or not? The particles.
No, there won't be any movement
No.
anywhere at all.
Okay. A movement happens because of karma, correct?
Movement of the world cycle itself is due to karma.
Karma. And see, I can imagine karma of Jivis. But when there are no Jivis in this planet, movement will happen or no?
No. Prakriti remains as Prakriti, Purusha remains as Purusha. There is no sammilana.
When no Jivis, there is no Sammilana.
No.
That means all these 5 basic elements will remain in their basic form.
Yes.
Then what Mahat will do? Mahat is it a Jivi? Mahat means what exactly?
Mahat means
See, during that time also Mahat is there.
everything is there, but there is no life in that.
Shall I say like this? The 5 elements will remain, maybe in the individual form. And Mahat is what? 6th one, or it's a part of this 5 only?
No, it is 6th one. No, it has got nothing to do with this 5. It is itself a different one.
Okay, that is the 6th one because of Prakriti. So
Correct.
that means Prakriti has got totally 5 basic components plus Mahat.
Yes, it has got 24, not only...
Because this is something new to me. I haven't learned so far.
No.
I don't know where is that Mahat means. Is it that gravitational force is Mahat? What exactly is Mahat?
Whatever you want to call. You want to call it as a gravity, you want to call it as intelligence, you want to call it as cosmic intelligence. Whatever is ordered.
Oh, intelligence is also... Oh, 1 minute. Intelligence is called Mahat. Huh?
Yes.
Now I have understood. Yes. 5 elements and then intelligence. Intelligence is Mahat. Because through intelligence only the whole thing happens. If GV's intelligence is used, then that GV will start doing its actions. If GV is not there, still Mahat is there, it will not do anything. Because karma is not attached.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Intellect. Okay. Intellect. What is the characteristics of this intellect? Is it possible to define?
Anything that is ordered is intellect.
Anything?
That is ordered. It looks ordered, right? See, after sunset, there is darkness, and after that there is light. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why there is like that? Because Earth is rotating. Correct?
Yeah.
That rotation, how to rotate? That rotation is part of Purusha. How to rotate is part of Prakriti. If it collides with another planet, Purusha is not going to get mad at it, right? Yes or no? Purusha is not going to worry about why this planet got submerged into another planet.
Yeah.
How to rotate is Mahat. Rotation, that energy provider is Purusha. Without that energy, this rotation cannot happen. But how to rotate, it knows.
Yeah.
And that is the reason we have another 5 things called as Jnana Indriyas. They already know. You don't have to give them Jnana. So Mahat is there in that, is what I am telling you.
Mahat is there in every cell, right?
Yes.
It is there in every cell. In heart knows how it has to work.
Yes, but
liver knows how it has to work.
yes, but that has got nothing to do with Purusha. That's what I'm trying to tell. See, if somebody has a heart attack, the Purusha is not going to get worried about it. It will not interfere with the working of heart or electrical system of the heart or let us say those pacemaker cells and all that. It will not interfere. So Purusha is the one which will not interfere into anything at all, but yet it provides energy. It supplies electricity. That's all. So if you are able to experience that electricity, then you are released. That's all. Finished. So in the waking state, what are we trying to do? Are we identifying with Prakriti or with Purusha?
And then, can you say again?
In the waking state, from morning till evening, or till the night, or whenever we don't dream. Even in the morning we might dream. So when all the 5 senses are working and we are engaged outside, are we with Prakriti or with Purusha?
When we are doing all our day-to-day work, that is Prakriti.
So what happens to Prakriti?
Prakriti will keep on changing its form.
That's all what is happening.
Yeah, that's right. All day we are working on changing some Prakriti, thinking that it's
going to be stable. It's going to be stable.
Or that's what we want.
Then how?
Yeah, it's going to be stable. Yeah, we are trying to change the form to make it stable, but other person changes again to make it as per his definition of stable. But there is a conflict.
So there can't
My
be
stability and other person's stability is not same.
yes. So then we'll come across a definition of stability. We should have
It's highly unstable now.
So we'll have a stable marriage, stable environment, stable job, stable career, and secured life, secured job, secured income can ever be possible.
And we think that we earned something doing all that effort. That effort is only changed the form. It gives a feel of we have earned, but actually it is not. No earning, no loss, no profit account, I think, every day.
So all that we are doing in this world from morning till evening till we die is to make what is unstable stable. So what we need to meditate is to look at this particle which enters through the window. Try to make it stable. You do your best effort to make it stable. If that works, then you can be stable. And you see the fun, but if a person is fat, they are told to reduce the weight. How will they reduce weight?
Reducing the weight.
How would
Again, changing the form of these elements.
Yes, but if you change the form, the person is dead, right?
Yeah, something has gone out.
So now what happens?
But his body is changed.
No, see.
His mind is also changed. What is permanent then inside?
Now you have come to the right question. There's nothing which is permanent there.
Only witnesser is the permanent.
Which is the consciousness. It is just witnessing.
Yeah.
Now you are coming to Sakshi Bhava. This is what.
Sakshi Bhava. Yes.
This is what is the awareness meditation which I was teaching Lata.
Very nice. Scientific approach and then negating one after other. Finally, what remains is that.
This is Neti, right?
Neti. Yes.
In a more scientific way than what Shankaracharya did.
You don't need any sloka or mantras to understand this.
Yes.
Any person will understand.
Yes. So now whom should you make it stable?
Whom we should make stable. There is nobody who can make stable.
Then why are you making things stable?
Stability is already inside as a Sakshi Bhava. Outside, no stability.
Yes. So if you can make one drop of water, one grain of that dust, one particle of photon and one particle of air to order as per your wish, try it out. If it works, then make it stable.
But the sages will be able to do it, right? Whoever has done.
No, they will not. That is where the whole problem is, Lata. They will not. They will stop working with Prakriti. They will only work with Purusha. They will manifest. No. They will manifest new things.
See, manifesting new things is ordering these elements, right? Without those elements, you cannot manifest anything.
Correct. So you are again changing forms.
Yeah, that is correct. Anyway, you cannot create the basic elements. Whatever is there, you can change the form.
Yes. So now now in that case, what will a sage do? What specially will he do?
Now, what I am trying to say is we are not able to manifest or even able to change form of anything. So, but the sages will be able to do it. That's the difference.
No. I think you are totally misunderstood. The thing is like this. If your mind becomes pure, or if my mind becomes pure, it can manifest whatever anybody manifests. Right now, my mind is not pure. Simple. So the sage mind will be pure. So he can change the constitution of the four elements. In that way, he can extend his life. Or he can become tall, or he can become short, or he can become something. That is possible. Because that is all is done by the consciousness, not by the elements.
Yeah, okay, that's what I meant.
Yes, but that is done by consciousness. That is not done by a sage.
Yeah, that is done by the consciousness. Maybe I use the word sage because they are established in that consciousness.
If you are
Because of that, they are able to do.
Yes, if you are established in that consciousness, you can do whatever you want with that element.
Yeah. So that is clear. If your mind is pure and you are reflecting that pure consciousness, then whatever you wish in your mind, it will come.
Yes.
You can manifest.
Yes, that is true. So whom should you take shelter with?
Yeah, consciousness.
Then why are you taking shelter in Prakriti?
Mind. Yeah. We take shelter in our own minds actually.
Yes, which is Prakriti. So you will.
Yes.
So you will dissipate. You will die. So what we need to change is the waking state. So the witnesser in the waking state is the consciousness. The witnesser in the dream state is also the consciousness. The witnesser in deep sleep state is also the consciousness. And the witnesser in the fourth state is also consciousness. And hence consciousness is the only thing which is stable. Other things are unstable. So Jagat is...
Yeah, so when you...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
When you...
Yeah, so when you look at it, from your childhood, so that witness is the same. If you really think back, you can get it, I think.
Yes, so you will say, when I was...
change, it has followed you. Yes.
Yes. So when I say that when as a child I was doing this and then doing that, it is a consciousness which is saying that. It is not the body. And the mind doesn't even know. And the mind feels that it was young. So now my question on that day was, does consciousness really grow as child and as an infant and a child and embryo and all that?
No. It is the same. If you really think back, I was just, in the last 2 days, I was just thinking back and then seeing how is that witness or this awareness, what is there with you from the time you could remember. I could remember when I was 1.5 to 2 years onwards. So from that to this, that has not changed a bit also.
Correct.
Mind has changed, but that whatever the witness, that has not changed.
Yes. That will never change.
Yeah, and then I was also looking at others. So there also it is the same. Actually, the similar thing. For them also it is not changed.
Yes. So now, today, can you delete husband from your mind or wife from your mind and children from your mind? If you can do that, then you are a realized person. If not, you are still in Prakriti. Because the other person is also the same. It's just a consciousness with these four elements.
Correct. Then I was still thinking, then I was feeling all these things are all the distorted versions of myself. Even me is a distorted version of myself.
Yes.
So that's the conclusion I came to in the last 2 days.
Excellent. Very, very good. So now I presume, Lata, you are not going to identify anyone by their name or by their designation.
Yeah, that is true, Vilas, but then these are all intellectual insights.
Okay.
It has to become a living reality. So that has not yet happened. I can, what do you say? I'm not sure whether I can do that at all the moments. Sometimes it comes back. So this is something which I've been thinking, and if you are on that, you are immersed in that, you get all these insights. But whether it stays with you full time, it's a question. So I'm trying, and I am experimenting more in my professional world, and I'm also doing it in my personal world also. But still, I don't think it has become a living reality for me 100% of the time.
Maybe you can do all the time with the professional rather than personal, because professional is something where you are not that much attached except for salary and all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So right now I'm doing it that way only, the professional thing. Anywhere I attend meetings or I talk to people, I don't get agitated at all in the official things.
Good. So that is the karika all about, or ma. So the prakriti has one another aspect, which is space, which is what the Hiranyagarbha is all about. So then it has sound, and the sound is of Om all the time. And that sound provider is the Purusha. So it is the first thing what one hears is Pranava.
Yeah, I think one Upanishad is enough. This one Upanishad is enough to understand everything.
Yes, I don't think so. We need to go to anything else. So this insight happened today when I went for a walk. So from 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. So all the thing about everything. So it will be good to see.
You have mentioned just now the Sakshi is there as soon as you start remembering your life, childhood, maybe age of 5 or something. That Sakshi, why I am not able to recall my Sakshi of my previous Janma?
All of us
Why it starts only from the age of 5?
No, it's not like that. You can remember all your lives, all, not one. Millenniums of lives. The only problem is that there is something in the mind which is blocking it. If you remove the block, whenever that block goes away, because there is no you to remove the block, as soon as the block goes away, all the lives will be presented in front of the mind. So
yeah, I think maybe we are so attached to ourselves as in this life as Lata or whoever.
Yes, so it will
if
not
we are
show.
able to remove that, then it will come from.
No, we have three problems, Lata. One problem is that we are intellectually processing everything. So you require a trigger. So that necessary trigger is not happening, including my life. Even though I am getting all of these insight, the one thing which is not yet happened is all the past lives. All. When I say all means it is not one or two. It is as many as they are there from the time the Sakshi started to see. Okay, so the mind needs to have that insight of all the lives. Okay, so that whenever it happens, it happens. That is one thing which is pending. So from today's experience, it seems like that would not take much time. It will happen, but I don't know when it is going to happen. But today's experience showed that it will happen. Then two is that I have to stop identifying people and animals and trees and plants and bushes and all the conceptualization what is there. If I am able to stop that, then there is no movement of the mind. If there is no movement of the mind, then it can reflect the consciousness. The moment it reflects the consciousness, it can reflect all the past lives. So today's experience, if I can really put to work all the waking hours, sleeping hour, dream hour, whatever that hours are, then it will happen. And this will happen in the next 7 days for sure, if I were to do it. Then I can narrate all the past lives.
Yeah, that will be good, Villa. So you can also tell us where you have met us.
Not only that, I will also tell you how you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
So we four are growing, and I really mean that in terms of Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunattu.
Yes, this is very important. But knowing our previous janma, is it required for the spiritual growth?
No.
Or it is just for satisfaction?
No, it has got nothing to do with that. It will automatically come. It is like a siddhi. You will get all.
Jnana. Siddhi. Okay.
It is just a siddhi. So if I misutilize it, what happens is that I'll again get back into Prakriti. That's all. After finding out none of these elements have nothing, I have again found out that the element means something to me. So again the samsara starts. So this is what is Mandukya. So I need to thank Lata for bringing this Mandukya Upanishad so that I could experience. Okay, so we have another 15 minutes, so I wanted to share some interesting things with you. So Friday I had an opportunity to meet a girl who has some supernormal powers. She stays near my home. So one of my friend came and then said that why don't we go there, and I went there to help an autistic person. To see that whether it can help. Now I also found out through the website who the guru is, and I had spoken to him day before yesterday. So sorry, yeah, Saturday. I had spoken to him while at their home, at this girl's home, basically on Friday. Sorry. So then. It so happened that he said that I have something special thing and in my voice, so he wanted to meet me. Then on Saturday, I went to the doctor who had said that I have a guru and all that. So he had told me half. I wanted him to complete the other half, and fortunately he said he's going to complete the other half also, what he wanted to say. So I asked him, is there any improvement from the last time you had seen me? He said, yes, there is. Then he asked me that, are you are now ready to go for complete liberation, for which you have to leave everything. Are you ready for doing that? So I said yes. Then he said that if it is yes, then in the next 10 weeks you will have a lot of things happening around you, and it becomes a problem for you to maintain both the worldly life and the spiritual life. It will not be comfortable at all. So, and I told him about this guru who used to come and talk and all that. He said, yes, what you are saying is right, that guru indeed was doing it. But you have one another guru who is the main person for you, and that guru had given a diksha for you, and you have done so much of penance and everything, and that is the fruit with which you are enjoying this life now, meaning you are able to understand every scripture because you have done that. So that mantra you have forgotten, but I know it, so I will give it to you, and then that will guide you for your future. That's what he said. So then that episode ended, and this girl's episode, which I told you, I was supposed to meet that guru, that is her guru, to do some checking on this boy who is autistic and look at his karma and all that. He does past life regression and many other things related to that. And he said to me that I have a special ability, so he wanted to meet. And there is another friend of mine who can see these Chetana, or they can be called as ghost, or can be called as transparencies, or can be called as bhuta, or whatever you want to call. So he said to me that you don't go there, because if you go there, this person is going to extract energy from you, or he will make sure that you get attached to whatever he is doing, because he knows you can do all of this. So you don't go. So I was supposed to leave tomorrow, and that got postponed to 15th of March. And now, after speaking to this friend of mine who suggested me that this person will not leave me as is, so I am not going. But I had seen his photograph, which is there on the website, and that really did not make me connected. So in a way, what my friend said also seems to be true. So these all things which have happened between Friday and today. So good experience. And I also looked into how I am wasting my energy. That also I was reflecting on Saturday. So the answer what I got is that I am wasting the energy in unnecessary commitment, meaning in the quest of helping others, I am myself participating in that. So that removes the energy. So what I need to do is to introduce that person with the other person and then come out of it. And that doesn't create new karma, or that doesn't create any kind of disturbance which can reduce the energy. Otherwise, the energy what I generate through meditation gets exhausted in these kind of activities. So that is one change what I have started to bring from Sunday onwards, and today is the first day of doing that. And that's all I had to say. So this is a new thing which happened in the last 2 days.
Yeah, I was on mute. I was just trying to ask one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so if somebody is self-realized,
Yes.
is it possible for another person to do something with that person's energy and so on?
No, it doesn't. I don't really agree with my friend's view, but then what happens here is that he cannot extract energy from me. What will happen is that I get hooked on to what he is doing, meaning like what I do also is I look at people's eyes and I study their mind and I tell them whatever they have and all that. And that is exactly what they're also teaching, how that can be done. And then it so happens that the liberation path might get dislodged because I'm able to do all of that and I get attached to it. So I took that in that way rather than believing that anybody can extract anybody's energy. That is not possible, because nobody can take anybody's karma. So if that doesn't happen, this also doesn't happen. Anyway, it is his way of interpretation, but what I really understood from what he said is that why should I waste my energy in doing something when I exactly know what it is and how it can be done and what can be accomplished? So why should I go towards that? Because that will bring me on to one, which is Siddhi.
Yeah. So I think that is like developing your siddhis.
Yes. So
It's better to get no siddhis.
yes, better not to have any Siddhi rather than getting Siddhi and getting hooked onto it.
Yeah.
So that is the reason I'm not going. I'm not 100% relying on my friend who told me that. The way he put it looked like as though he is going to extract energy from me, which is impossible, because the moment I saw his photograph, I knew that if I go and attach with him, it is going to cause problem to me. So I was going just because of that child to whom it has to work. That was the only intention. So now that they are going themselves, so I don't have to really go.
Yeah, so I think the whatever the doctor has told you, the liberation, that's also interesting. So, and it's also kind of scary. You really want to take that plunge. So then you have to be prepared for setbacks in your material life, I guess. That's what he's trying to hint.
He not only hinted, he said you are going to do it sooner or later.
Hmm.
So this time you cannot escape is what he said.
Okay. So that guru is still there somewhere, or it is
That
in some
guru,
other world?
that guru who was coming to me every day, like
Yeah. So what happened to him?
I don't know. He no longer is available with me.
Okay.
That voice change and everything has gone away, and also I know that he's not there. I don't feel his presence.
Hmm.
Earlier I used to feel his presence, that somebody is there.
Okay. So, but then what about your actual guru?
That guru is there, is what he says.
Is there in this world?
He is not there in this world. He is there in some other world and watching everything I do.
Oh, okay.
So he says there are two gurus. One guru is the one who entered in 2014 in Kapan Park.
Mm-hmm.
So that guru, I don't know whether he's going to come back or at present I don't feel it. Like what I used to feel. So when I asked him, when I requested him that why don't you allow me to speak, and if I'm doing mistake, you correct it rather than you taking over my body and speaking, that very day he started doing that. So I used to feel that he's watching. Nowadays I don't see him at all. I think the last time I had that experience was in somewhere in August of last year.
Okay.
After that, basically I'm on my own, meaning whatever I'm preaching or experiencing and all of that, he's not there, meaning he's not coming and telling me anything. So maybe his work got ended is what I feel, meaning he accomplished what he wanted to do for me. So to that extent, I'm very much grateful to him for whatever he brought me from 2014 onwards. But the actual guru, because I was all along thinking that he is the guru, what this doctor had said. He says, no, that is not the guru. That was also there. But The actual guru is the one through whom you had a diksha and you had so much of penance you have done, and that will manifest this life. So you're slowly going to that, is what he says.
Okay.
So the changes might start to occur from 52 or 53 year from then on.
Hmm.
Now I'm 49. So another 3-4 years.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes, it is indeed interesting. Also interesting that I'm sharing all of that with 4 of you or 3 of you.
Yeah.
So that's some connection. Okay.
Yeah, there is a connection, absolutely 100%. And that girl who does this pranic healing and all that, her message, if I could read out, you will be surprised. She has told me which people I will be helping and which people will be taking my help and which people will not be. So as per her verbatim, and also she said, what is that which is holding me? This will be very good for all of you to hear. She says that there are eight problems I have which I have to work. Fear of leaving family behind is the first one, she says, which is what even that doctor said to me. Then grief. There is some grief inside and that is holding on. Regret, that is also there and she doesn't know what it is. Finding no way of leaving the body. You want to leave the body but you don't know how to leave the body. And there might be some disease that robs the intellect. Seeing your own death is one thing which you are not able to come out with. Hating something, I don't know what you are hating, and dusting off all problems. So these are the 8 things she feels that are holding me, and she says that it can be removed. Okay.
It can be removed quickly. Huh?
Yeah, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Then you said she also informed how many people you will help.
I'm going to tell that. So the kind of people you can help are the weak, the downtrodden, and the confused. Okay, she wanted to know whether I will be her guru, and the message came to her that cannot be her guru at all. And she also said that you are a beacon of compassion. You can help only those who are chosen for self-realization and liberation. That's what she says. And that almost works with whatever this doctor told me on Saturday morning when I went to his home.
That doctor is a self-realized person because he's able to see all this.
Yes, he has actually he is a homeopathic doctor, but he has a very nice ability. Looking at the nadi, he can tell you all that you have done in your life. Maybe you should meet him. It's
Siddhi.
Yes, it's a Siddhi, yes. And he was working with one guru, one Swamiji, and he taught him how to study and all that. So he has a guru. So he's learned everything from that guru. So accordingly, he can find out, not only find out, he also told us that how he gets that. He gets it like as though it is happening in front of his eyes at that moment. So when I asked him about this guru and everything, then it really manifested in front of me, front of him. So every Sunday we meet. He's teaching acupressure and all that. So that also he's doing. Maybe I'll share that video. you will see him in action. Today we have a class, so after that I'll share it with you. It will be in Kannada. I don't know how far Lata you can understand, but other two I'm sure they will understand. And if you
Lata will understand Kannada.
Yes, sir, I will understand.
okay, so you can look at him and all that. So and he knows all of this, meaning he met my wife also. So I had taken my wife and son, and he told them about it. And he also said to me that your wife and your son are the hindrance for you, basically, because they completely rely on you.
Yeah, he told in front of them.
I told this in front of them. I told both my son and my wife that you are a hindrance for me. And they were not unhappy of hearing it. They asked me in what way we can help you.
That's good.
It's very nice actually. Then this morning when I had this Prithvi, Apo, Vayo, Tejo experience, I got another insight, is that I don't have to leave or go anywhere. It can be done in staying here, because I really don't have a family.
Yeah, so I have one question. You told this to me earlier, so then I was thinking. So I think whatever you have been teaching is that we are not the one who are doing anything, like caring for your wife or son or whatever. It is the consciousness which is doing it.
Correct.
Yeah. So then why are we bothered about those two people depend on you?
No.
I'm talking from my perspective also.
Yes, I got it. For all the four of us, if we go by Vedanta way, then you have to cross the samsara by physically giving up all these people, which I don't fully agree. If I really go by Vedanta, pure Vedanta of whichever Upanishad or whichever Shankara's teaching and all that, we talk about physical calling wife and husband and all that. But if I go by Buddha teaching, I don't feel that problem at all, because you can cut all of this relationship in the mind and then make them as your co-workers. So in that way there is no attachment. So
Yeah, it is a more tougher path, but it should be possible.
it is possible, Lata. I can 100% tell you it is possible. Like I said the other day when I was speaking to you, that earlier from the Vedantic books, if I were to see, it says that a female cannot get liberated. This is not my
I never believe.
they can never get liberated. But now my experience says that anybody can get liberated as long they have that yearning for liberation. It doesn't matter whether it is a male or a female.
Right.
Okay.
I'm glad that you came to that conclusion.
No, see, that was based upon the Shruti Pramana, right? Meaning, if I go by the scriptural references, then it is not possible. But if I go by Buddha teaching, and I can experience it at this moment itself, there is no distinction between a male and a female. There are challenges in a female, I agree. That doesn't mean that she can never get liberated. In the same way, if I go by Vedantic writings, they all talk about you leaving the house and going somewhere, settling down there. Don't identify with your wife or husband or children or whatever, and all of that. But the basis of the problem is not going there. The basis of the problem is the mind, not about going here or there or wherever. So we all talk about going to a particular place. That's not what is required. we have to cut this relationship in the mind, because that is a nama and rupa. That you have to cut it in the mind. It has got nothing to do with where I stay. So if I am able to work out and cut this, depending upon, that is based upon today's experience of Prithvi, Apo, Vayu, Tejo, if I could reflect this for one whole week from today, I can not only see my past lives, also I can get rid of the subtle attachment what I have as wife and son. And I can take them as co-workers, because consciousness neither is growing as a body. That I will see. Meaning, when I say somebody, my son, I am seeing from the body. But what I am seeing is a being who's got nothing to do with son or anything. Only the relationship is there as a role. So to that extent, he is my son, but actually he is a being who is come here to do his own sadhana. Something similar with the person who has married me as a wife. It's the same thing. So two changes have happened in me. One, I don't believe any longer that a woman cannot liberate. That's gone. Number two, after today's experience of what I had, cutting down the relationship in the mind is easier than going elsewhere and settling down and doing something. These are the two changes what I can see in myself.
Yeah, good.
So anybody can liberate, except for animals. So the answer to this is any person who is a human being can liberate if he works.
Yeah, so any human being with a mature mind
Can liberate.
spiritually can liberate.
Because if I say women cannot liberate, it goes against the law of nature, because four elements are four elements. How does it really matter whether it is taking a feminine body or a masculine body? That itself
Correct. This was what my thought process was also. Because we always say that you go above the body identification. And then in the other thing you say that, okay, females it is not possible, then it's not logical at all.
Yes, it is funny, and I think I can apologize for causing concern to you.
But anyway, in first place itself, I never believed it, so there's no need to apologize.
No, but you had felt very much hurt. So hurting somebody.
Well, at that moment, when you were telling it one day, it really hurt me. But afterwards, no, because I never believed it anyway.
Anyway, you never believed it, but the very aspect of hurting is itself a karma, right?
Yeah, that is true.
So I have done that. Whether I knew it or I didn't know it, it doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Karma doesn't care whether I know something or I don't know something.
Right.
So in that way, it will be good to apologize rather than making something very pronounced. Anyway, so these are the two changes. So with that, tomorrow we can come back to 14th chapter.
Yeah, good. So finally we took a detour and came back to Bhagavad Gita. Good.
With a very new way of seeing.
Value addition, huge value addition.
Yeah, we can look at.
Right.
Now we can see what is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Okay,
Yeah.
but it is already 9:43. I hope we didn't.
Yeah. Now, I was listening. That last part was important. I had some story time. Thanks.
Okay, all right then. See you tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.